experience. Y'all, we have a good one tonight. We have my man Terry Murphy on tonight. He's gonna tell us everything we need to know what it means to be an entrepreneur, a chef, nutritionist, and just, you know what I'm saying, his outlook on just what it means to be an entrepreneur. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. We got Miss Brittany also guest hosting with us tonight. Thank you again, Brittany. And without further ado, my man, Mr. Terry Murphy, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Terry Murphy. I'm the owner and operator of Fresh Life.
Yes.
2.5 years ago, I started Fresh Life. I was 580 pounds. I had a heart attack at 32, which forced me into a lifestyle change. I would love to tell people that I was vegan my whole life, pescatarian my whole life, but no. Like most people, I was forced into it through health issues. While going on the journey, I lost 260 pounds over the last 2 years. At the time, they had me on 11 medications. I go to the doctor, I tell the doc, hey doc, every morning I throw up. Not some mornings, not every other morning, every morning. I specifically use the words, this can't be a way to live. Yeah. Knowing that man took an oath. You know, above all else, you were gonna give me the best care you could give me. Right. He looked me dead in the face and he said, keep taking it. Your body adjusting. I looked at him like he was crazy. Because in reality, it's already hard as a black man to go to a doctor.
Yeah, no, that's real.
It's even harder to ask a white man for help. So to look at him, I felt betrayed. And that's when I went and I started to educate myself. I found Dr. Sebi. I started researching things. Again, so that's where I started with the sea moss, the smoothies. So I opened up Fresh Life. While being a resident of Maple Heights, I realized, you know, while trying to eat healthy and stay in the lifestyle, I got to go all the way to Palmer, Independence, to get something healthy to eat. I have to leave my community, which adds an extra hour to my day. Which makes it harder to stay on your diet, to stay consistent. So that's where I came up with the idea of Fresh Life. A quick stop restaurant where you can get your salads, your smooth. We should be able to get more in our communities than fried chicken, ribs, burgers, rallies. Listen, you'll never go into a white neighborhood and see a rallies.
What? Time out. Because you ain't never lied. You said Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but you won't see a rally.
Wow.
And then, yes, you drive through our neighborhoods. Listen, we don't get Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. No, we get Save-A-Lot with steroid chicken and pink slime. And then wonder why majority of us, while going through my transition, when you die young like that, they send you to therapy. When you sit in the university rooms and you waiting for people to come in, waiting to get seen, you know who you watch come through that door? Us. Over and over again, and then you look, everybody got high blood pressure, diabetes, hypertension, heart attacks, strokes from uncontrolled diabetes, hypertension. When you realize, like I said, the hood don't get Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. We can't get access to kale, spinach. I told somebody one day, listen and look, Google what spinach do for your body. Google what kale do for your body and the benefits it does. You will be serving it into your body all the time. I tell people all the time, we have to grasp the concept of that fact that we're God's children. And the Bible say God provide. The same way I can walk outside and get my vitamin D from the sun like Superman, is the same way I get my nutrients and vitamins from our food. If God came to you and asked you to give him something to eat, you're not grabbing the pork chop, you ain't grabbing the rib, you ain't grabbing the burger. You gonna give him what you know that gave us to nourish yourselves. And again, it's about, I tell people all the time, it's not a money thing, it's a love thing. Like I said, for me, I died. It's what saved my life. I've been big my whole life since Jenny Craig. Jenny!
Talk about, because Terry came out, he came out the woodwork swinging, man. He came out, he's ready, he stayed ready, okay? So, listen, bro, I want to start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Where you grew up at? Where you hood at, man?
I grew up on 131st and Miles, 128th.
Okay,
Miles Ave. But again, I moved to Warrensville Heights. Being a resident of Cleveland, I remember being scared to move to Warrensville. I remember crying to my mama like, I don't want to live around all the white people. and I get to Warrensville, ain't nobody but us.
Ain't nobody else.
Ain't nobody but us, but okay.
Ain't nobody else.
But in that, it showed me the beauty of it, because when you grasp the concept of, you know, when you from the hood, listen, man, we just wanted to be the Kinsman dudes. Listen, whoever got the hands was the popular. That's who got the girls. And moving to Warrensville showed me an entirely different world. No, I got to school. They was talking about career passports. I was looking at everybody else like, what is that? What are you guys talking about? And when you realize it's another level to life.
Yeah.
It's a different level of understanding, and that's when you realize where you come from. Your community really do have such an effect on you. Again, no, it wasn't until I went through the struggle that I realized how many important, necessary life changes I needed to make. No, if you would have told me years ago, hey bro, start taking a sea moss smoothie every day. Put better nutrients and vitamins. While being big like that, a dietitian told me I needed 11 small meals a day. That because I was waiting until I got home to eat after work all day, that it was keeping me big. I know it sounds crazy, eat more and you will lose weight. What he meant by the 11 small meals was an apple, an orange, a grape, a carrot, to constantly be feeding myself nutrients and vitamins. Because that's what's good, because again, essentially we animals. That's how we survive famine, winters, because our bodies will store it. Now imagine us as black people, listen, if you go home, you cook pork chops, rice, gravy, green beans, you still ain't got no nutritional value. You ain't get no nutrients and vitamins. You didn't get nothing that was gonna help or nourish your body. Boom. That's when I started with the smoothies. Remember over here while traveling, I traveled to Egypt, Israel. I walked from Nazareth to Jerusalem. You know what I realized? That's how they eat. Listen, every meal is vegetables. You might get some baked chicken. But other than that, you eating shawarma. No, you getting grilled chicken and vegetables. Matter of fact, they use the vegetables. They don't use salt and stuff like that. Necessarily, listen, we was over there 2 months. My son said, Dad, please, Jesus, I need something to eat. I can't take it no more. I say, son, they don't sell nothing. He said, what you mean they don't sell nothing? I said, they ain't got it. Listen, ain't no Takis over here. Look, ain't none of that. There is no Skittles. There is no. There is none of it. He looked at me. Then I realized I knew he was dead serious through the desperation. He said, Dad, why? I said, because the government not trying to kill half the people. Listen, again, I don't feel like it's an accident we don't get whole food. They know what that's doing. Again, if we drive through our neighborhoods and we try to get a salad that's full of iceberg lettuce, that they know give us zero nutritional value, is nothing but water. But yet again, Google what spinach and kale and romaine do for your body. No, iceberg salad is an insult to us and our people. Listen, I've owned a business in Cleveland Heights. Listen, them Jewish people be for real. No, they want to know what you put in their community, what you feed in their women, what you feed in their children, because they care about it. And what I'm begging for us as people, and what I try to get everybody to grasp the concept of is fresh life is more than just the food. Listen, it's your mind, body, and spirit. Again, we are God's children, and we should look at it as such. What you heard Kanye say is, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. You can't treat their people any kind of way. You can't treat their women any kind of way. Matter of fact, we know not to say nothing.
That's right.
Why we can't have the same, why we can't look at ourselves the same. Again, in the Bible, it say we are all made in each other's image. Listen, if we made in God's image, I tell everybody all the time, listen, the closest thing to God on this planet is the black woman. Listen, that's the only thing that can make anything. Listen, it's the closest thing from life to death. The 666 melanin in their skin is the same thing the universe is made of. That's not me, that's science. If the black woman is God, and we their protectors, what do they make us? Gods ourselves. So I try to get people to understand it starts with self-love. When we love each other, we treat each other as better. We can see the God in each other. We're not looking at each other like, nigga. You know what I noticed when I went overseas? They don't look at us like that. They don't treat us like that. You see the video of the black woman walking through and everybody was looking at her like, who are you? Because they really look at us like that. I tell people all the time, listen, when you walk through Egypt, you walk through Nazareth, you look at the art on the walls, you look at them huge statue, that huge statue look like my dude from 55th. Looks just like him. So they grow up looking at us like superheroes. Because, again, you know, over there, they'll fight over that. Palestine and Jerusalem, for real. They tell you traveling over there, don't even say nothing about it. Because in reality, they know their history. They know where we come from. And then what I scream to my people here is that we got to see that we are conditioned to think a certain type of way. We are conditioned to think less of each other. We are conditioned to not love each other. No, the same thing as you see in the dating scene today. When you got men asking women, what do they bring to the table? That ain't the craziest thing as a king I've ever heard in my life. It's crazy. Because if you got to ask, you don't know what to do with her. Listen, look at any Fortune 500 company. Pick one per chance. Look at who own it, and then look at who runs it. It's going to be a black woman. Because they know what to do with our women, and we don't. Because in reality, again, when they broke the black family structure, they broke how we saw each other. Listen, after they went after the Panthers, the black men started with that, I ain't your damn brother. And again, it destroyed us as a community. When in reality, no, we don't have the homes, we don't have the foundation to stand on. And once they broke it, listen, they come for us through music, movies, TV, and food. We have to call it as such and see it as such and not tolerate it as such. Again, the same reason we don't want the little boy on the corner being a thug, same reason we don't want these F and F women, because that's disgusting. Because in reality, it's a downplay of who we are. No, if we really are kings and queens, we really are the guys that we have to treat each other as such. Yeah. Listen, even with entrepreneurship, I tell young people all the time, find what you're good at and sell it. Do whatever God made you do, who you are as a person, and find a way to sell it. The only reason why I say is sell it because the society we live in, you got to make money. Yeah. But outside of that, my grandfather said, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That's true. So again, try to find ways to make money and living out your dream, living out your gifts. And that is living and working within your purpose. I tell people all the time, no, I do it because I feel like I'm helping and saving my community. Listen, when I trying to get my place open, I had 2 white financial advisors tell me, Terry, this is a bad idea. Black people don't eat healthy. I don't even think they were being racist. I think they were just telling me what the numbers suggest. Yeah. But like I told them, the numbers are suggestive. Yeah. Because if all you got is chicken spots and rib spots in the neighborhood, yes, they're going to do well. Yeah, they're going to look like they're doing well. Yeah, it's going to look like they want it. But in reality, you have nothing else to compare it to. You don't have a Whole Foods on 55th to compare it to. You don't have a Whole Foods on Kinsman. Ain't no Trader Joe's on Harvard to know whether or not that grocery store would exceed the numbers to be able to make it a risk. If I had not went through what I had went through, what it did was it taught me 2 things. No, I obviously had not been the first brother told this. That's why they keep, by the time it was like, Terry, your son gonna be broke. I was scared at first. If I had not just went through what I went through, I wouldn't have stuck in my stance. Hey man, listen, man, I just had a heart attack, I went through it, I know it ain't nothing healthy to eat, we gotta have healthy options for our people. Because again, Big Mama wasn't the only one who lost her foot. I'm not the only person suffering. We're all going through this. You mean to tell me you deal with our beautiful queens all the time? Listen, you can't line 10 of them up and get the exact same thing from all of them at all. But all of them got diabetes, all of them got hypertension, all of them got... Oh no, it's a bigger issue than this. It's a bigger problem. When we talk about food deserts all over the country and all of our communities. Yet again, we're the ones with the highest rates. We're the ones dying from the diabetes. Listen, if you ever walk through Family Dollar, you see all the craft food items, all the Post cereals. Y'all know they owned by the same company?
Oh, you know what?
Did you know half them companies are pharmaceutical companies?
Right.
So you mean to tell me they put the Save-A-Lots and the Family Dollars in our neighborhoods, we eat it, we catch the diseases, and then they turn around and sell us the cures? Then not even the cure, because ain't no money in curing a patient. No, they're going to keep you sick and sell you pills for the rest of your life. If that's not the most corrupt system I ever heard of in my life. But meanwhile, while we out here, it's our women dying. It's our children suffering. It's our people not having. And in reality, my goal into the world is to be able to not only show us that we could do it, but show us that we don't need to ask for help. Yeah. We don't need another backing. We don't need validation. You got it, king. You got it, queen. Do it. Yeah. And all we can do for our communities we can have, we don't have to sit around saying, we just ain't got nothing. Yeah. Why we ain't? It's a shame we ain't. Instead of, again, us doing, us putting out there, us making sure we have. Now, again, they told me, hey, you gonna sell salads? Man, nobody want no salad. You gonna sell vegan food? Oh, don't nobody want no vegan food. Here I am grossing $500,000.
So let's backtrack, bro, because I want to make sure, because I want this to go over people's head, your transition, bro, because we, you know what I'm saying, we heard your why, but let's talk about transition. Let's talk about after the heart attack. What are you doing before you started Fresh Life?
At the time, I was an executive chef. Okay. So I was living the chef life, the long hours, long days. During the time of being a chef, I had also started my catering company. I also own Obtainable Elegance LLC. Again, we do event services, DJ services, catering services, DJ services, 360 photo booth services and such. So at the time, I was being an executive chef working 14 hours. And then, you know, like they say, listen, don't work on nobody's job for 8 hours and then go home and not work on your business. Now, again, that was a give and take because I worked myself into a heart attack. but again, well worth it.
Yeah.
Because again, it's part of what gets you ready. Everybody has a transitional point. And again, like I said, one day while sitting in the office, I looked and I was seeing how much they was making. Then I was seeing how much I was getting paid, and the math ain't add up. And I thought I thought to myself, and I said, hey man, only thing you really doing is using their building. It's your hands, it's your talent, it's your gifts, it's your go out on your own. And in reality, it's again to my push of entrepreneurship. Listen, I'm always gonna preach the black dollar, the black vote. The more black millionaires we have, the more votes we have, the more we can dictate and control where the country go. Because we know at the end of the day, that's all they respect.
That's true.
So it's our job to get as many of us on it. Yeah. Again, somebody once called it a black financial revolution. I'm part of that. Let's go. Again, for us to have, because like I say, it's not for us. It's for the next generation that follows. We need them to know to be able to chase their dreams relentlessly. Let nobody put limits on it, because in reality they can't. Because nobody can change what God got for you. As long as you changing and moving towards whatever, or walking within your purpose, you're going to always find money at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. So we got so you got to the job. You're like, you know what? I seen how much I'm making. I'm out. So I know you said you had some financial advisors. Did you come together with investors? Did you always have the mind refresh like in your mind, or is it something that gradually like
No sir. Okay. Again, the saying is, fail often and fail forward. So again, I started with the catering company. While having a catering company, I had a couple contracts with Key Bank, Fifth Third Bank. So those brought me in a couple $1,000 a year. I once read a book that say sometimes you got to use your 9 to 5 to pay for your business. So again, that's what I did. I worked for 2 years while starting my catering company to buy equipment to go out and do it the hard way. Because again, I grew up poor and black, so I didn't necessarily have the credit to go for investors to be able to get. So I had to do it the grind way. So I spent a couple years just saving my paychecks and working double time.
Time out there, man. I want to make sure they heard you, because people like to think entrepreneurship is just something that you can start tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You said you worked 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Your mind's already, I want some wrong business, but you said I had to work somewhere before I can get to that, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that's what, I don't want that to go over anybody's head, what you just said.
Because like they say, entrepreneurship is I did that shit myself. And the truth is, I had to work my way out of that grind.
Yeah.
And again, once I got to a point to where I said, no, I'm going to go ahead. From that point on, I opened a restaurant on Noble Road. It was called Heights Fresh Eats.
That was you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So again, we moved forward, and again, as they say, it started my proof of concept. Again, because going ahead, like I said, people were saying that's crazy. Don't nobody want no salads and wraps. Don't know. Oh man, vegan food. I like meat. Again, as I moved towards with that. At the time, again, like I said, I had the catering contracts from the places, so that allowed me to fund that.
Yeah.
So again, once I funded that and I was able to prove my concept, I then got my credit together and was able to bring it to where, again, we made enough money, we moved to Maple Heights. I moved to Maple Heights because of the community. I live there and my kids go to school there.
Yeah.
While being there, they have a wonderful black mayor. This woman is tremendous. Inspirational, because in reality, while being there, you watched everybody. The Maple Heights community is going through a transitional phase.
I love how you said that, bro. I love how you said that.
So while it's going through a transitional phase, a lot of the older residents weren't really too keen on the mayor. But again, as I watched when I moved out there, we were in a fiscal emergency. We owed money. And look at her doing what every great black woman does. She made a hard time a good time. She grinded her way there. She was bringing businesses into it. So as I watched the suburb improve under this black woman's leadership, they were trying to tear her down by saying we didn't have any health food in the community. I knew it is true.
Yeah.
So my way of backing my fellow black woman, I opened a health food restaurant in there.
That's what I'm talking about.
And in reality, the same thing I told her, no, you just gave me the inspiration to do it because I'm going to let them catch you from behind.
Come on now, I'm sorry. That's good right there.
Yeah, because it's forever protect the black woman. No, because in reality, listen, they need our protection. They need us. Again, the worst thing to ever hear is, I don't need a man. Yes, you do. Oh, you never met a good one, huh? Because in reality, like I say, same thing back to the dating saying. Listen, if you can't see the king in me, I can't see the queen in you. We can't bring the gods out of each other. Again, it's like the post where it's the man working on the woman and the woman working on the man. Because in reality, we all live in a terrible world and everybody's damaged. Everybody's hurt. And if all we see is the damage and hurting each other, we can't see the good you could do. Again, back to Kanye, you know, he might go from milkshake to them fries. But you know, he that manager. And again, like I say back to it, and even then, it makes me reflect back on my wife. Because again, that's the stone I stand on. Again, it's together we went through it. It's together we did it. And in reality, we watched the best come out of each other. And again, so when I tell people, listen, the reason I made my logo on Ankh because it stands for everlasting life.
Oh, bro, I did not know that's what that was.
It's an Ankh with the eye of Horus and God wings. Because in reality, our ancestors have been telling us that we need each other forever. Again, what it is an exchange of power. Again, the top of the Ankh stands for the woman's ovaries, the man's penis, the son in between. That's where the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost comes from. And in reality, and saying that we need each other. No, again, we spending so much time nitpicking each other instead of realizing we're supposed to be different. Listen, my benefits is different than your benefits. The way you see the world, we back to man from women, Venus is from women are from Venus. Because in reality, we're supposed to be different. What if God made us that way? Again, and think back to my wife. Listen, I can't sit and do all that paperwork. Look, I got too much going on. I'm too busy, man. I wasn't the best student. but what I can do is what I can sell. I can work hard. I can sit there and I can get it done. Because that's what I was meant to do. On the other hand, the way she got my back, she gonna make sure my paperwork together. So she gonna sit and talk to the CPA, make sure my money look good. She gonna make sure her money look good. And in reality, we were able to benefit off each other. I tell people, you say what really clicked is, years ago, I was in a bad spot. I had just got out of jail. I was laying on the county floor, and laying there the entire time, all I could think to myself was, how did I get here? What am I doing here? I'm in county, laying on the ground, and the rapist got the bed. I'm sitting here talking to him. He telling me why he in here, and I probably said the most uncool thing you could say to somebody in a situation like that. I looked him dead in his face and said, "You deserve to be here. I'm glad you're here." We went cool after that point. But again, what it broke out is no, because that's how I really feel. No, because that's what's really best. And it made me reflect. Then why are you here? And so when I tell everybody, no, listen. Once I became a better husband, once I became a better father, once I gained focus in myself, my life improved. God started blessing me. Once I started vibrating on a higher level, God started blessing me. And then people look at me, they love to say, they say, "Bro, how you do it, man? I see how you came up, man. I love you. Hey, man, what's the secret?" I love my wife. I became a good man.
My bad, Brittany.
I became a good man.
That's good.
We started a lot of the outside world got shut out, and once we were able to focus and build on each other, and she was able to acknowledge my dream, we both chased for it.
Time out, Sarah, because me and Brittany, we talk about relationships with them all the time. One of our episodes, we talk about relationship. When did you know your wife was the one, bro? When did you know? Yeah, I can do life where I can do business where I can do this thing called life with her.
See, that's an unfair question. Because me and my wife been together our entire lives. I like to tell people God gave me my wife. We've been together for 20 years at this point. We were together at 16. We had our first kid at 17. We moved out at 17 together. So what I tell people is we were able to watch each other grow up. I tell people I fell in love with my wife 3 times already. Now, again, like Michelle Obama said, listen, there was a point in time we ain't like each other.
I seen that today.
And reality is the same thing I tell young guys about relationships. That's good, because in reality, a relationship is this. Again, she's going to always do this. Listen, again, it's in grasping the concept of understanding y'all different. Listen, she gonna think with her emotions. She's gonna think. That's what make her passionate. That's what make her strong. That's what make her invincible. Your job ain't to argue with that. Brother, she gonna do this, you gotta do this. As long as strong as possible. That's why, again, it's so important before you start dating somebody to understand his purpose. Because so he know where he going.
Yeah.
Don't date a man that he ain't got a plan for y'all.
Mm.
Because if he ain't got a plan for y'all, y'all not gonna go nowhere. And again, it has to be in a progression for y'all. And so when I say, no, me and my wife was able to grow up together. I knew she was the one. My grandfather told me a story. I asked God, my grandfather, I was complaining. I was a young man. I said, well, Grandpa, she don't do this. She don't do that. This supposed to be 50-50. He looked me dead in my face and bust out laughing. He's like, ah! He said, no, bro, sometimes it's 80-20, 70-30, 60-40. The point is that y'all stayed together. The point is that y'all rocked through it. And again, that was the beauty in it. That was because we were able to see a lifelong journey. And again, we're still changing, we're still growing, we're still progressing. Our oldest child just turned 18. We be walking together, people be thinking we brothers, and I'll be like, nah, that's my son. And again, like the blessings of him, like I say, the beauty of him is he was able to watch us grow up also. Again, I love to say, listen, my oldest child is different than my youngest child. My youngest child's spoiled. My oldest understand the struggle. So, he be like, Dad, you remember this house? Remember we stayed in East Cleveland with the crackheads in the basement? Yeah, I do, son. Yeah, you ain't got to remind everybody. But yeah, that happened, young bro. And again, it was able to see the transitions and able to see the growth to where I talk to him now about his future and his landscape. Listen, my kids kind of got a problem because they really feel like you can create your own universe. And I tell them all the time, listen, it's about whatever you choose to focus on. Back to the story of the two wolves. One's a gray one, one's a white one. And the old man said, the young man asked the old man, which one win? He tell him whatever one you feed. Because in reality, it's about what you put in and what you put in towards it. I tell people all the time, no, I knew my woman was my wife. My grandfather told me another story. He said, I was coming back from the army. I was driving down the street in my Cadillac. I pull up to your grandmama's yard. I see a Chevy in the driveway. I look like, it's a terrible Chevy. What is it doing here? No, I'm a Chevy guy, but I digress. He said, I asked him, what you doing here? He said, I'm here to see Geraldine. That's my grandmama's name. You know, He said, so I punched him in the face. I must have chased him for 2 blocks. I went back to her house and I asked her to marry me. I said, well, Grandpa, how you know? He said, I realized I didn't want nobody to have her. And again, so I guess for me, and my concept is, no, God gave me my wife. So it's my job to take care of my wife. It's my job to love my wife, and you know what? I don't put so much work in. You can't have her. And again, so it depends on how you choose to view the person, and in reality, your life goes together.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
No, come on, bro. Because like I said, because I find it intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I find it intriguing, but one of the things that I'm in this journey called life right now, where we talk about relationships, and one of the things we're trying to incorporate in the podcast, the 2 biggest things people talk about, business and love.
Yes, sir.
If we can figure out how to talk about that together, we're going to do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I love hearing, one, a black couple who found black love together and who are still thriving together.
Yes, sir.
And then secondly, you know what I'm saying, y'all found a way to work together on that business together. Like,
yes, sir.
You're not doing one thing, we all working together, because like you said, your money's her money. You know what I'm saying?
Her money.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But y'all doing it together, and I think that's so beautiful right there, man. I don't want people to miss that notion right there of knowing that's possible. That's what I mean.
Again, also, you got to excuse the fact I'm an ordained minister. Like I said, I believe in us together. I believe in power couples. I believe in us building. I believe in us having. And even then, like I tell the brothers, they say, well, why would I get married? I got to give up this. I got to give up that. She don't want me to have more money. My answer to all of them, what if you get a superpower? Now, don't tell me about what you're losing. What if you gain a superpower? What if everything that you're not able to do, you're not able to get, you're able to? What if you get a whole extra credit score? What if you get a partner?
Significant other. It's the reason why I call significant other.
That's right. Sign if I can. Right. Because again, it's about what y'all able to build. What y'all able to focus on, that y'all can create your own universe. I told my wife one day, no, I'm happy I asked you to jump out the matrix and you came with me. Because again, in part of that, it takes part of her being able to follow. It's like I tell black women all the time, listen, he gonna expect you to follow. You just make sure he know where he going.
Sorry, let me get that one more time. But all these right here.
Oh my.
And again, it's in that unity.
Yeah.
Again, it's like the movie Hancock, where once they got together, they start getting, because they were both superheroes out here in this world. Again, I don't want to hear how strong and independent she is. I want to be able to hear how she was able to build with another. Again, listen, when we at war with each other, nobody win when the family feud.
Come on now.
And again, that's the important part to be able to show. Because if we love each other more, no, Tyrone might not be Tyrone forever. I tell people all the time, imagine if Malcolm X died at 18.
Come on now.
He would have died dirty red from Detroit.
Right.
We would have never seen him grow into Malcolm X.
Oh, come on now.
And the reality is where you reap those benefits, because with age becomes the wisdom. That's why it's such a heartbreak. We're losing our young men to the streets like this, because though they are all young and a bit rambunctious,
right,
we never know what a bit of guidance to change them into. Again, with a bit of opening their horizon to be able to. What if we told them all to chase your dreams? Listen, you may not be the best college student, but the way you cut that grass, young brother.
Right.
Listen, the way you talk that talk, young brother. Oh no, the way you spend that money, man. Have you ever thought about being an accountant? No, we ain't giving them no options.
Right.
And again, with me growing up, I tell people all the time, somebody was like, why you got the car with the rims? I said, because I want the young boys to see it. I drove down the street and he said bingo. when I heard him yell bingo, I pulled up on him and I stopped. And I said, you know what I do? He said, what? I said, I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own life.
That's good.
That's good. I control, because I want them to see more than just drugs. Just like I said, I grew up 128. We know how it is. No, look, man. Lex and them was the one with the money. Them were the ones the girls wanted. But there was never an entrepreneur to show us.
Right.
There never was somebody to say we could do it the right way. So there was never to say, again, my friends say, hey, man, calm down. The police right there. I said, I don't care. The police right there. See, it's a certain amount of power you got when you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
When you're doing it the legal way. And when you're doing it illegal, I have nothing to fear. Matter of fact, I'm going to act like a soccer mom. How dare you slow down my day? What are you got going on today, officer? I'm quick to bring out, I pay your taxes. No, listen, man. Well. Because it's about how we choose to look at it. We don't have to walk around in fear. We don't have to walk around and feeling like we're in a police state or we're under. When in reality, you teach them to do it the right way. You empower them when they're young. Listen, we have a huge problem with going straight from school to prison pipeline. They train them, they teach them. But again, I've been a young boy in Cleveland before. I know what it's like. Oh, you mean to tell me we're throwing these young men, 18 years old, out in the world and say, pretend to be a man? Well, again, with no experience, no guidance, no knowing where to go. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to come from. You have yet to develop your gifts that you're expected to produce. Yet you're expected to provide. And then most of us, again, I got my mama house. I don't know about y'all. My mama ain't got it like that. You feel all that pressure. Next thing you know, that pressure turns you into desperation. And when you're desperate, you'll do anything. That's good. When in reality, we're not slowing them down. Hey, young blood, what you good at? Hey, brother, what you ever see yourself doing? Hey, man, did you know that you could go ahead and you could go here and you get your realtor's license? You know, you can grab your CDLs, and in 4 years, you go open up a business. Do you know the average millionaire got 7 sources of income? Hey, bro, that's a car wash. That's a laundromat. That's you know, you can do these things. They're possible. Matter of fact, yo, bro, I did it. Let me show you. Each one, teach one. Again, to where we have to understand what I say all the time. Like I said earlier, listen, after the Panthers got broke down, they started with the I ain't your damn brother. That's what helped destroy us as a society. Because when we stop looking at each other like brothers, we stop helping each other. We stop seeing the best in each other. We stop shopping with each other. And again, like I told somebody the other day, listen, black people are the hardest people on each other. No, you'll go to the Chick-fil-A, they mess your order up, you'll be right back at Chick-fil-A. Your black business mess your order up, you hate them for life. It's a for real beef. You on the internet, look who terrible. Because we're so fast to tear each other down. Yet in the Jewish community, they will partake, buy from their businesses and their communities for 3 years to make sure they make it. So we have a standard, so we have people, so we have a community. Again, we're lost once we're not developing and investing in each other. We're not putting forth each other. No, little Crystal know how to do hair. Let's get little Crystal a shop. Let's invest in each other. And in reality, I know it's tough, especially Listen, if you can make it from Cleveland, you can make it anywhere. Because you've already been tore down by half your friends, everyone you went to high school with, and 3/4 your family.
And why you think that is though? Why you think that we tear each other down?
Because in reality, I think it's forever the crabs in the barrel syndrome. I think it's like they say, people have a hard time grasping you outgrew them. People have a hard time knowing y'all started from the same place, and yet you're somewhere else.
I'm sorry.
Because that then fastly turns into resentment. What I could have did, what I didn't do, or I'd have did it better.
Right.
To where in reality, like I say, we have to get over that and understand it's collab over competition.
Come on now. I'm sorry. Thank you, Brady.
Because together we'll be able to make it. Again, if we weren't playing, if we didn't have the ones playing gatekeeping, if we were looking out, we were putting on, we were establishing together. Again, I can't tell you how many guys I walk by. How to start up. I've paid for several people LLCs because in reality, no, I'd rather you have it. I'd rather we be able to work on it. Let me show you how to get it. Don't just ask me how to do it because we can walk through it together. Now, if I got to slow down, we got to talk at 11 o'clock at night and I got to talk you through the paperwork, help you go on irs.gov so you ain't got to pay nobody and we can get to moving and get to running. Because again, like I say, when we all control our communities, when we go back and invest in our communities, we have. In my catering company, I named it Obtainable Elegance because while working for a predominant wedding venue, I was able to watch as we went through, and as many of our black couples came through, they'll call Terry out and they'll say, hey, tell them they can't afford this. Do you know how heartbreaking it is to tell people they can't afford love? And again, that's what made me jump out there and start doing it for myself again, so my people can have. We deserve to have Yandy weddings. Now we might not have 20,000 to blow on it, but we can figure it out. We can get it together. You know what, y'all? We'll find a way. And in reality, for us to be able to have, we have to stop allowing them to be able to close doors on us, and us just being upset the doors closed instead of kicking it open together.
That's good. So I got a question for you. So I know there's someone watching this right now. They're like, well, I want to do what Terry's doing. What would you say, year one, some certain things they need to be able to open up their own help a spot like yours, not like yours, but like open up a food establishment, like you said.
First, before, especially in the restaurant industry, because it's so tricky. Again, it's the biggest business with the highest rate of failure.
There we go.
So again, what I would tell everybody is, make sure you love it, because that's the only thing that's gonna get you through.
Thank you.
That's the only thing that's gonna get you through the long ride. Secondly, again, while you're getting together and you're gathering up a business plan, they're gonna ask you your resume history, because you want to at least make sure you have a background in it. You understand what it is. You understand your food costs. You understand what it'll take to get it. And in reality, nothing is a get-rich-quick scheme. So you have to play the long game. No, you have to be ready for the failures.
Right.
Again, like I say, no, the first one on Noble was nowhere near the numbers it did here. I had to be able to swallow my pill, close up one day, and then get right back at it. And again, it's the being able to fail often and fail forward. Getting ready for the no's and the denials, the retractors. You really gonna do that? Because you have to be able to put yourself through. And thirdly, specifically, be able to deal with the customers, the clientele, because people always tell you about the failures, they don't tell you about successes.
Thank you. You all fighting for it now.
Right.
So they'll always tell you, what if it don't sell? What if it's not busy? Nobody ever said, what happens if you open this a line around the door? What if before you open, there's people waiting? What if there's people there? Are you prepared for the volume? Are you prepared for the numbers? Are you prepared to count your profits? Are you prepared to look for your losses?
There we go.
And because in reality, it's never an ending point. Again, like they say, entrepreneurship, you have to be a little bit crazy because you're giving up 40 hours a week to be able to work 80 hours a week. And again, for a long time, like Ice Cube said, if you ain't willing to put 3 years into something without seeing a dime, you got to be ready to do it. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to come right then. Again, you don't plant a seed and expect to get the fruit that day. So again, you have to be willing to stick into it for the long run. Again, some people get into it and they immediately expect money. You immediately expect to start bringing in the dough. I'm going to get rich. No, again, that's the wrong type of entrepreneurship. That's not real. Again, those are scammers. Now, again, you can gear up for the long haul, the long grind. It's a victory at the end of the table.
That's right.
So again, it's prepare yourself, and always, preferably, have a niche. Again, have something that you can create your own avenue, your own lane, your own. Because in reality, like I tell people all the time, it's a million people with catering companies. It's a million people with restaurants.
That's true.
It's a million people doing it. Again, what determines the end is what makes you different. And can nobody copy your grind? Nobody can copy what the work you're willing to put in. Nobody's willing to do the constant. No, some people will do it. They have a catering company for a little minute. They ain't getting no customers. I tell people all the time, all new entrepreneurs, understand your support will not come from your family and friends. Listen, your network is your net worth. All my money comes from strangers.
We should have been hitting this thing right here.
Comes from strangers, people you meet, people that support you. That's your clientele. That's your demographic. That's the people you sell to. So again, people know everybody in the world might not be a vegan. I'm just talking to my vegans. Everybody in the world not ready for a 3-day juice cleanse. I'm just talking to the people who is. Not everybody have the health issues. I'm just talking to the people who is. Again, you have to be able to understand that whatever you choose to do, you have to believe is bigger than you. You have to be able to, in business they say, try to solve a problem, and your business will be successful.
Thank you. We overtake, we sold it all in, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Because once you're able to grab a concept of being able to solve a problem, you then can chase down and deliver to your demographic. Again, you ain't got to be the best rapper in the world, just the best in your city.
Come on now. Terry, he can play. I think he might have a record right now, you know what I'm saying? Most hits in the minute, you know what I'm saying?
Like that thing.
No. But I think one of the things I'm enjoying so much about this interview is that, one, you come from a whole different perspective, because, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I know, you know what I'm saying, especially restaurants, like, people don't understand the loss that you take on food is so often. You can mess around and overbuy. And next thing you know what I'm saying?
You're losing $1,000.
$1,000 easily.
And it's going right down the drain.
Right down the drain.
And then even then, that's where I express to people to already have the knowledge of it. No, sir. What saved me is I was an executive chef for 15 years ahead of time. So going into it, I was already able to plan for the loss. I was able to account for it. And again, blessings be to God. If anybody asks me, you know, how you do it, no, it'd be crazy if I told you I think God told me to do it. No, I was sitting in the subway one day, and I watched the Indian guy disrespect every single person that came in there. He went honoring the tickets. He was didn't want to give extra, too much mayo. And while I'm sitting there watching, all I could think to myself, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They come into our communities, have zero respect for us, yet take our money.
Take our money,
So I went up, I bought my sandwiches begrudgingly. Maybe a month later, I saw it pop up on the site. I said, that's that Subway.
The same one.
I said, well, baby, call him. She said, what you gonna do with it? I said, I was sitting there one day, and I'm gonna do smoothies and salads. I'm gonna rock that one. She said, what would you want? I said, I got it, baby. She called him. We went, we signed the paperwork. As he was handing me over the paperwork, I looked him dead in his face and I said, it's ours now.
Time out. I'm sorry. You look in the face. He's like, it's like we up now.
We up now.
Ooh.
And again, I would hope the legacy is and the memory of our people.
You can treat y'all. We can't give it away too early, Terry. Man, we ask legacy questions at the end, man, because I want them to understand. Because I like the legacy question because one of the things that I love watching is like Nipsey Hussle, how he talks about the very things he's gonna do, and I want to be able to look back at this interview like, man, Terry, he not only did he do it, he exceeded that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. So where I was going with it was Marcus Garvey preached for years for us to do for ourselves and have our own.
Absolutely.
And I think in reality we need to get back to that.
Yeah.
Again, hopefully at the end of it we can see that we can do for ourselves. We can have for ourselves.
Yeah.
No, bro, listen, if we don't like that hair store in there, let's buy it. Hey, sir, that plaza don't respect our money. Let's get together and let's buy it. Hey, y'all, they keep selling us hair, yet we the ones buying all the hair. Listen, let's buy them.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's easier to do with group economics. It's easier to do together. And again, that's why we're always back to screaming collab over competition. Because if we all look together, for years I worked as the cast executive chef. I was sitting there, I was telling everybody ahead of time, hey y'all, LeBron gonna leave, they're gonna build a casino. They're gonna attach it with a bridge to Tower City. Everybody's like, how you know that? I said, because I was the chef in the room cooking when he was doing it. At that point, it taught me, it wasn't just Dan Gilbert in the room. It wasn't just, no sir, no ma'am. It was an entire group of people. Well, again, because we'll all pool our money.
Right.
We'll all do together.
Right.
We'll all be able, so none of us take too big of a risk or a loss.
Right.
And I thought to myself, this is how money operates. This is how we see it. The problem is everybody think, oh, I'll just do it myself. I don't need nobody else. I'm just going to go. Now, though you can do it, it's still harder. It takes more out of you. And again, if you're not looking for, what they said is you hire competent people to put them in their place and allow them to be successful. You allow your team to be able to eat. No, again, I just want everybody around me that know exactly what they're doing. I want the best around me. I want everybody to be able to share the same goal. Hey, y'all ain't we trying to get rich? Because again, it's like in business, they say, you know, what's your why?
Yeah.
Find out a person's why. I want to know why you doing this. Years ago, I owned a bar with a friend. We had the bar going, the bar was open, everything was cool. Then I noticed he liked being a bar owner rather than a businessman. No, he wanted to date all the bartenders. No, he wanted to talk to every woman in the bar. He wanted to let his friends in. And before you know it, everything fell apart. It's how I learned, listen, I'll never do business with a man that'll cheat on his wife. Why? Because if she can't trust you, I can't trust you. And that's the person you got the closest tie to you. And in reality, you can't have a low vibrational demon around you because all they're going to do is tear and take you down. When in reality, we riding on hopes and dreams and aspirations. So we need as many blessings as we can. We need as many good people who feel the same way around. That's where we're back to fellowship, we're back to community. Again, there's a difference between dream chasing and goal chasing. Because again, I tell everybody that come with a plan. That come with accountability. No, that come with stress. No, that come with problems. Because somebody once told me years ago, listen, management is about putting out fires all day.
It really is.
Yeah. So, because you're spending your day going around putting out fires. I need you to be able to do that for a lifetime.
Okay. I gotta say, I've had interviews before, you know what I'm saying? But you was not playing, Terry, man. you were not playing, bro. Oh, okay, so we definitely gotta do a part 2. We might do part 2 at Fresh Life or something like that.
I'm down for it.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna set that up. But I do want to get down to our staple questions or whatnot. And you kind of answered the Cleveland one where you asked about how we can change the narrative in Cleveland, like you said. Cleveland is in a whole renaissance. I feel like we all
yes, sir. I call it a black financial renaissance.
Yeah.
Again, in Cleveland, we have to grasp the concept of we can win together. Again, the city of LeBron, let's be witnesses. But instead of one person, let's be witnesses to everybody's greatness.
Thank you, Ben.
Again, let's be witnesses to what we can today. Because again, if we spend time networking with each other, if we spend time building with each other. If we could get Breadwinners Academy, we get the EYL guys together.
Charles Jason, man.
Yes, sir. Again, we're able to bring everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
What I heard somebody say is, let's make Cleveland a new Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can think is, why not? My mom used to always tell me, why not you?
Yeah.
Again, who sets your limits? Who tell
Yeah.
you what you can do? Who tell you what you can't do? Because in reality, listen, God already gave you a spirit and a soul to chase. God already told you, Eddie Griffin said, it's in your essence. Because the truth is, God already gave you. You just have to be able to master it.
Mm. Come on now.
And again, so here in Cleveland, I'm not going to blame my Browns. But again, we're so used to losing that maybe we get stuck in a mentality. That if I do it, I'm going to fail. That if I do it, I'm going to fail. That if I do it, it's not going to work. If I do it,
stay stagnant.
So you stay at a point to where you're not willing to put yourself out there. Because in reality, everybody done told you it's going to fail already. To where we got to grasp the concept of, hey, man, Deshaun Watson might be a new year. Marquise Goodwin might be a new year. We might be. Who says we can't? And again, we have to stop telling each other we can't. We have to stop saying to each other what we can't do and start focusing on what we can do. And even better, same thing I raised my son on. Listen, if you can help him, help him. But if you can't, at least don't hurt him. So we can grasp the concept.
I think you might have broke his kid.
Just to be able to grasp the concept. Again, when we look for the best in each other, we look for the positives in each other. Again, we can achieve greatness together.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with that being said, let's go to the legacy question. And like I said, I think it's gonna be good when you're all in. Like,
Yes, sir.
I asked the question, like I said, because I want to be able to say at the end of the day, Terry crushed it. You know what I'm saying? He did what he did. He's gonna do what he set out to do it. So what do you want your legacy to be for you as an individual, Terry Murphy, and what do you want the legacy to be for Fresh Life and Attainable Elegance?
Okay, the legacy for myself is, I told somebody one day, is I want to prove I could be an example. I wanted to be said what we can do. Years ago, I was executive chef of a strip club. I managed 3 strip clubs, probably the best job I ever had in my life, brother. People say, man, you ain't dibble dabble with none of the women? You around naked women all day. Nah, bro, I did. So when I look him dead in the face and tell him not to cheat on his wife, that is no excuse for him not to be. In a certain amount of weakness, there's nothing I can ask you to do that I haven't done. Again, back to Kanye, how you move in a room full of hoes. How you stay faithful in a room full of dedication, love, guidance. Realizing, again, my greater goal was bigger than these women in front of me. And again, as I tell my kids, listen, the devil don't come to you as the devil with red face and horns. No, the devil come to you as the thick chick. The devil come to you as that too fast business opportunity. To where, again, hopefully the legacy can show, no, I'm a regular dude. I ain't got no college degree. I wasn't born rich. No, I had to grind for it. I had to do it the hard way. That mean y'all can. I ain't nobody special. I ain't do nothing different. No, in reality, I found my goal, I found my purpose, and like Nip Hussle said, I found a plan and I stuck to it. And that's the goal in it. So when in reality, when people look and be like, well, don't tell us what we can't do. Don't tell us it ain't no good husbands out here. Yes, there is. I'm here. I've done it. It's been done. It's possible. Don't tell me in today's society it can't be done. Yes, it can. It just take a lot of struggle, a lot of sacrifice. I tell young men before they get married, listen, if you ain't ready to lose, you ain't ready to have a wife. Again, it's like the joke they say, hey, Dad, I'm about to marry that girl. He say, tell me sorry. Son said, why would I tell you sorry? I ain't do nothing. I said, tell me sorry. It don't make no sense. Why would I say sorry? I said, tell me sorry. I don't know what you talking about, Dad. Why would I gotta? I said, tell me sorry. Sorry, Dad. You ready to be a husband? Because again, you forever putting your family and your wife over yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
You're forever putting it over your knees. If I could get a legacy for my business, hopefully by the end of it, I'm gonna start franchising this year. Once I'm able to start franchising, I think I can make sure and ensure that I can put Fresh Life in every community that does not have access to health food. That we live in these food deserts, and as people watch them pop up all over the country, they realize, hey, y'all, we solved our own problem. Bro didn't need nobody. Hey, y'all. it shows that we can accomplish, we can solve our own problems, we can do for ourselves, and we can have for our communities without asking anybody, without needing anybody's permission. No, I built it off the back of my people, and I stuck with my people, and I'm gonna be able to win through my people. So don't tell me what hate gonna do, because I get that Cleveland hate. It might be a lot of people that be like, ugh, he think he's something. I do. I do. I am God's son, and he put me here.
Right.
And again, we'll always act as such. And in reality, it shows when we get out that low vibrational life. When we get out the system they have trapped us in. I tell people all the time, let's not pretend like the best rapper is the best selling rapper. Because in reality, no, we know that's who they picking. Again, like I tell people, it's a system. As I said earlier, listen, it's movies, it's TV, it's music, it's food. It's not an accident that they want our daughters to be Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and our sons to be NBA Youngboy. Because in reality, they actually think these people are real. I spoke to a group of young men. I said, y'all don't see he a puppet? Listen, if he got Wayne, he got BG, he got Turk, he definitely getting NBA Youngboy. You got to be able to see the hustle in it all. No, since they got y'all focusing on that, y'all don't realize the beautiful people y'all could be. Again, y'all not choosing the other life. And in reality, again, they're going to shove it in your faces. They're going to shove it in your faces. Y'all have to be strong enough to say, that's not what I want for me, my wife, my children. And again, make necessary adjustments and change it. Don't tell me what is too hard to do. Tell me what you choose to do.
All right. So you bro, I gotta say, like I said, you blew away the interview, bro. But I like to say that every good interview has 3 takeaways, and you hear so many, man. What in your opinion is 3 things someone should take away from the interview tonight, man?
That you are God's child. That whatever you choose to focus on, whichever animal you feed, that's the production you'll get out of life. I hope they take from this the benefits you could get when you change your diet, how you could change your life if you focus on and you chase your goals and your dreams. And then again, if you're aspiring to do anything, find what you're good at and sell it.
All right.
Man, Terry.
Those are awesome.
So, part 2.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do part
yes,
2.
sir.
We're gonna pull up the Fresh Life next time.
All right, yes, sir. I'm with that.
Yeah, so we definitely gonna do that. So where can people reach you? So let me ask you, if someone wants to start franchise on Fresh Life, how can they get in touch with you?
You get in touch with me on my Instagram at FreshLife216. On Facebook it's Terry Murphy, and you can also hit us online at www.freshlife216.com.
Listen, by the way, y'all, I had it all in the show notes, so you can go search, and you want to hit up Terry, you can get right to him and whatnot. I gotta say, this is an amazing interview. Amazing interview. So, if you, what they say, we gotta make some bills real quick. Guys, it's here. We got the official date, July 15th to 16th. We are gonna show you how to create your podcast from concept to how to create systems to how to make money in your podcast, guys. I don't think there's ever been anything that in Cleveland done before, so I'm glad that we are the first. And and one thing I'm actually proud of, we're not just telling you something that we have done ourselves. Terry, episode 125. That's 125 episodes we have done this, and we've done it successfully, and we'll be able to show you the same thing. So guys, sign up. It will also be the link in the show notes. Also sign up because seats are limited. We only got so many seats. We want to make sure that you get yours. So please sign up today. Lastly, September 23rd, Kane Park, Nakia, 2U Wines. We're going to have music, wine, and a good time. You know what I'm saying? So see us September 23rd, Kane Park. 2U Wines going to be there. Actually, all other black wine companies will be in there. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be like a one big family reunion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's going to be a good time. And please, y'all, when that link is, we'll have it for y'all too. But just put it in your calendar now.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting anything, Brittany? Think of everything?
I think you got it.
Okay. Cool. All right, so listen, y'all, we want to thank you. We want to thank Terry for coming through, blessing
thank
us,
you guys
man.
for having me.
You know what I'm saying? Dropping that knowledge, that knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. You know I had to pull up. Yes, sir.
We appreciate you, bro. And we appreciate y'all for coming in, checking us out, and watching, liking, subscribing every week. We can't thank y'all enough. So this is episode 125, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.